is
And welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
James.
Into the microphone.
Well, I was trying to get my sweater into view.
Oh,
My wife made me promise to wear it.
this is my Christmas movie watching hoodie. I love it. That's awesome.
You have to wear a uniform to watch Christmas movies?
No.
Yep.
No, but I got her a long shirt that was this is my Christmas. It was either this is my Hallmark or this is my Christmas movie watching shirt. And then she was going to get this for me for Christmas. And I'm like, well,
That's too late.
we watched the movies leading up to it, so I get it now. And I got her a mug. This is my Christmas movie watching mug.
Oh, perfect. See, that's what we need.
What? Merch?
Movie watching merch. Yes, exactly. This has got the ball rolling now. So
Yep.
thinking.
Yep. Ideas.
I didn't do a banner for this one. There's Mr. Alfonso.
Well,
Hey,
I gotta say, I've been waiting on this list for so long.
this was
I
so
know,
hard
right?
to whittle down.
It was,
Oh,
yes.
man.
Getting it down to five, but also ranking those five.
Getting
I-
it down to 10 was tough enough.
I can name so many more movies beyond my five, but I'm confident in my five. My number one was never in question. So as soon as I decided I wanted to do this topic, I knew what my number one was going to be.
Yeah.
So
I like the ranking of my five. It's like they're all super winners.
Super winners.
Super winners.
Oh, I like that.
This
these
was
are our top
so
five
tough.
comfort films. The movies that when you can't think of anything else to watch, you put one of these on because you know it's going to make you smile. You're going to get entertained.
And had we done this year, like I would say like 4 or 5 years ago, it would be a very different list because there's a lot of movies that I considered, but I don't watch them that much anymore.
I will say, like a couple of mine are from the last, like I think 5 years or so. But
Well, no, in general, I just mean that there were movies that 4 or 5 years ago I used to watch a lot that I don't really watch anymore, and other ones have replaced them.
actually, I'm wrong. The newest one is from 2018,
Really?
2015. Yeah. So
My
I'm wrong.
newest is 2003.
I don't go back that far outside of 2000. So. But like I have revisited some of the old ones that I watched from the 80s and 90s, and they do still work on me, but they're not the ones that I'm going to go to.
My newest
you
one
know.
is late 2021.
Okay.
Oh, that's newish new. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start with my number 5, and this is where, of course, always have to fudge the rule at least once.
Alfonso, make sure you got your list ready. We want to know your 5 comfort movies.
So my number 5 is the Oceans trilogy. Oceans 11, 12, and 13.
See, no, that doesn't count.
I
Got to pick one.
But when I watch one, I end up watching 2 and 3 usually within 2 weeks. That just happens. And so for some reason, Soderbergh's heist comedies just work for me. Similar to Guy Ritchie and his rock and roll, lock and stock and all that stuff, right? But I go back to these movies all the time. They make me smile. They all have a slightly different vibe to them as you go through.
And look,
Yes. And without even you don't even realize it, you get the whole character arc of Matt Damon's character because he's the rookie in the first one, and by the end, he's basically running the show.
well, yeah, and you also get like his mom introduced,
In the second one,
his dad introduced in the third
yep.
one.
yeah. I love those movies. There's something about Soderbergh, man, and because I could almost include Logan Lucky in there. The latest one he did with Channing Tatum, the redneck heist movie.
Yep.
Because I go back to that one kind of often too, but it didn't quite make the list. But the Oceans trilogy, man, there's something about them.
It's just, you got to find a loophole.
Yeah, always,
Yes.
of course, always.
I'm going to revamp my number 5 when I get to it. Then.
Okay,
We'll see
fine.
how this
Yeah,
works.
Sure. All right.
James.
My number 5 from 2018, so semi-recent-ish. It is my personal favorite Steven Spielberg movie, and what I think is his best movie.
1942.
No,
I figured that was considered his worst, so that must be it, right?
Well, we know it ain't Jaws.
I love it. It is so neat, and I can't say enough good things about it. Ready Player One.
Oh, that is a fun one.
It is great.
And the awesome soundtrack. The 80s man.
That is an awesome flick. Yes.
That is true, because that's the fun part of VR.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's the fun side of it.
Exactly.
There's a show coming up on, I believe, Prime soon called Secret Level, which is an anthology series, but it's all licensed video game stories.
Oh, interesting.
It's not connected to Ready Player One, but it's a similar vibe, because apparently there's going to be like a Mega Man episode, Pac-Man, and something like they're just calling it a Sony. It's like a PlayStation episode.
I'm cool with that. I got to check it out.
Yeah, I think it drops like in a week or something. I think it's on Prime.
Alfonso said his number 5 is Goonies. Does that apply?
Yeah.
I forgot, Jason. I'm so sorry. If you want to pull that
of
TV
of course it applies.
I can see it there,
Okay.
actually. So
If I watched it all the time, it would be on my list.
Oh, Ready Player One is his number 3.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
it is a great movie. I'm glad I got to see it in the theater too, because that's such a fun visual one.
Yes.
And all the little references. Like every time you watch it, if you look closely, you'll catch something new.
And that's just it. There are movies that are designed for the theater. You have to.
Yeah.
Like we were talking earlier, Gladiator 2. That is a theater movie.
It is.
Right.
Okay.
Ready Player One. You can't catch all the Easter eggs on a TV screen.
You got to have a big screen. You got to be up close to it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, and the fact that it was based on a book, but not a well-known book, at least in my circles. I'd never heard of it.
No, neither had I. And it is a good book. I like the movie a lot better because there's some stuff in the book that just would not look cool on the screen.
Well, that's translation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And are they ever going to be doing the sequel?
The movie, I don't
Yes.
know, but he did the
What's it? Ready Player 2?
Yeah.
yeah,
Really?
the book's
Yes.
out, I
Damn,
believe.
I'm brilliant.
But there was talk of the sequel because the first one did so well.
Yeah.
I just don't know where they could go with it next. I have a suspicion from the first one because there was that one redheaded worker in that worked like the bad guy group.
Yeah.
It's like the techies.
She was like the super nerd of that group.
Yeah, but she didn't do anything. But they focused on her a couple times during the big climax.
Yeah.
Like she's the one that thought of adventure.
Yeah.
And whatnot, right? I thought maybe she could be the whatever next big bad, but they didn't do anything with her in the first one except for the climax. She wasn't a character. Like she wasn't named even.
No, she was just a sixer.
They just had a weird focus on her
Yeah.
at some point.
Her and the big guy, didn't they kiss at the end?
No, I don't
Didn't
think. I don't think so. Not that I recall, but it's been a little bit since I watched that one.
So Spielberg signed on to produce it, but it's still not officially confirmed yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it had to be an expensive movie to make, right? So.
But it is a novel.
Oh yeah, that I knew.
Ready Player 2. That's literally.
If I actually read books again, I would consider it.
Okay. Well, my number 5
Uh-huh.
is one of my fun movies. And I think I'm going to do the loophole.
Sure.
Anything with Christian Slater.
Really? Really? Anything?
Anything with Christian,
Little too
except
big of a
Alone in the
loophole.
Dark. No,
I really got to cut out Uwe Boll. I
Right.
don't blame you.
I'm going to narrow it back down.
Okay.
Cuffs, 1992.
I fully expected
I
Pump Up the Volume. But
Love Cuffs.
I still
Pump-
haven't seen Cuffs.
Pump Up the Volume is fun. Like it is good, but Cuffs, it's just got more quirk in it.
I don't remember. I know it exists, and I know I probably watched it, but I remember nothing of it.
Early movie with Mila Jovovich.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, she's in there.
Yep. And Tony Goldwyn.
Is it before or after Return to the Blue Lagoon?
This might have been right around the same time.
Oh, okay.
It's 92. When was Return of the Blue Lagoon?
I want to say it was 80s, but I could be wrong.
Return.
Late 80s, very early 90s at
Maybe
best.
Blue Lagoon was 80s.
Yeah, Blue Lagoon was 91. So this was
Oh.
just before or just after.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
But yeah, it follows George Cuffs, who is Christian Slater.
Was he a cop?
Well, no.
No.
But his brother is an officer in what they call the police specials in San Diego,
Okay.
where the police are funded by neighborhoods. So every month, a store will pay $200 to the police special, and those police specials monitor these businesses.
That's a protection racket.
Legally, though.
A legal protection racket.
Neighborhood
All right.
watch.
And his brother is killed by a guy, and so he ends up taking it over. But he's a screw up. Right at the beginning of the movie, he's with Mila Jovovich. She announces she's pregnant, and then he tries to find every way to get away from her.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
So he's a dirtbag.
Exactly.
Okay.
But he wants to figure out who killed his brother, so he takes over the police special, and they assign Tony Goldwyn to him.
Tony Goldwyn.
From Ghost is his biggest one.
Yeah. He's also
the best friend. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's also a good director.
Yes. But in this one, Tony Goldwyn's character kind of stole the chief of police wife. So he's now being punished, and that's why they stick him with
It's like a movie of horrible
George
people.
Cuffs, right? Oh my God, it's hilarious. Because the first time they're going out, he wants to get away from Tony. I can't remember Tony Goldwyn's character. So he ends up going to the drug lockup and getting drugs to put into his coffee that he gives him. Yeah. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that.
It wasn't received very well.
No.
God, I got to be honest. I don't even know what it got on IMDb.
But it hooked you.
Oh, it did. I saw it in the theater, and
I remember seeing trailers for it.
5.9. Yeah.
5.9. Okay.
But it's interesting because he breaks the fourth wall all the time. Like he's constantly talking to the audience.
Oh, interesting.
Let's leave IMDb ratings out of this, because a couple of mine I'm sure aren't the greatest. My number one, I'm pretty sure, is like a 5.9. So let's just leave IMDb out of this.
Fair enough. But yeah, it's
Cuffs.
It's a lot of fun, and a very, very early Ashley Judd role.
Oh, wow.
So
How
early.
old would she have been then?
So early, she has no lines.
Oh, okay.
She is the wife of the store owner.
Okay. So not as young as I thought then. Okay.
But yeah, it's a fun one. It's definitely worth watching.
All right. Cuffs.
All right. Number 4.
All right. This is the newest one of my list from 2018. And I know it gets shit on a lot, but there's just something about it. The Predator.
Oh, that
The
one.
Boyd Holbrook one. I love this movie. I watch it. Like all these movies, I watch every few months. I rewatch them. It happens. But The Predator, I don't know how many times I've watched it now. I love Boyd Holbrook in it because he's just such a
amazing.
cool badass.
Yeah.
And Tom Jane and Keegan Michael Key.
Their characters in particular are like kind of heartbreaking.
Oh yeah.
When you hear their backstory of how they both have the PTSD because they went under a friendly fire incident. They fired on their own people, and they're the only survivors. Like, and the way they go out when they kill each other after they've both been mortally wounded, like that's kind of beautiful, in a weird, twisted way.
I still love how, I can't remember his name, the guy from Moonlight. He's the black guy in the movie.
Oh,
Not
Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, no, not Sterling K. Brown. The one who said like he shot his commanding officer, and it was actually he had shot himself. The way he goes out with like giving the Predator the Predalien. No, Super Predator.
Super Predator.
Super gives him the finger and then launches himself into the rotor.
Yep, blows up the engine.
Yes, that is a fun movie.
Incredibly fun.
Olivia Munn is so awesome in it too. She's like,
I liked it because Shane Black was back in there. Like,
he directed it. I'm curious to know what they made him change, because apparently the third act is entirely different from what he originally planned.
Well, I know they removed an actor from the movie because he had a questionable past.
Oh, I didn't hear that one. I just remember reading that they apparently had changed the entire third act from what he had originally had planned. So
I don't remember that, but that wouldn't be new.
And Jacob Tremblay is the son.
Oh yeah,
the autistic boy, and to find out he's the actual target of the Predator, because autism is the next evolution of humankind.
Mhm.
Like, that's a neat concept. And then that I don't want to call it a cliffhanger, but the reveal of the Predator killer's suit.
Yeah.
And Holberg's just like, I hope it comes in a 42 long.
And I remember the rumors, and I don't think this was the originally shot one. I remember the rumors of like what was going to be in the coffin or the crypt or something.
Yeah.
And it's like it was going to be cryogenic. They were going to open it up, and it was going to be Dutch from the original Predator.
I heard that rumor too.
I heard possibly it was going to be Adrian Brody's character from Predators.
Oh, another awesome one.
How about Danny Glover from the Predator 2?
Timing wise, doesn't work on that one.
What? Whatever.
But Predators, we don't. It's not
When
set
did
in a
Dutch
year.
get captured? But they were going to stick him in there.
Yeah, he should have shown up just in Project Stargazer, like, you know, as the overlord of it, kind of thing.
Mhm.
But I just, that's such a goofy movie. Alfie Allen in there, Theon Greyjoy.
Oh yeah,
he's another one of the loonies.
yeah.
It is a fun one.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it in a while.
And Jake Busey as the son of Gary Busey's character from Predator 2.
Yep.
I thought that was a cool little homage.
They connected to so many, right, you know, because they even had a reference to Alien vs. Predator in there.
It's nice when they don't, eliminate projects that have come out in the past.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like
they
certain
acknowledge
franchise.
them. They don't dwell on it, but they acknowledge them.
Yeah.
What when she first comes into the lab and they call it a predator, and he goes, yeah, but he hunts like this. That he's not a predator. Yeah, but we agreed predator's cooler.
We're sticking with it, lady. All right, then James, number 4.
My number 4 is from 2011, and I gotta give credit to Greg on this one. He got me to watch it. It's Moneyball.
I have not seen that.
It's just a fascinating movie about how, like, Billy Bean, Brad Pitt's character, worked in, like, the way he was working under the budget constraints he had to hire ball players that were sort of forgotten about and odd, and with help from Jonah Hill's character.
They put math to baseball.
Yeah.
You know?
And they came up with a team that went to the finals, and because they Arliss Howard has a cameo at the end as the owner of the Boston Red Sox, who eventually using the what.
No,
Somebody's comment.
It's Robert Taylor. Hilarious. I turn on the show for a comfort movie list and I hear Alien versus Predator.
It wasn't for me.
It was The Predator was the actual movie. It just referenced it.
Yeah. But it's true. It's like, why would that title even be in this show?
It's not that kind of comfort.
Yes.
Anyway, I lost my train of thought. It was just
sorry.
Using math.
All right, yeah,
Yes.
Arliss Howard, who the owner of the Red Sox, who, using the philosophy, because he hired Billy Bean, they ended up winning the World Series a couple years later. And he has the Thanks, Rob.
Train derailed.
Arliss Howard, owner of the Boston Red Sox. God damn it.
I know I didn't watch it until just like a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe. Like, I didn't watch it when it first came out.
He says, like, you built a team. You lost Giambi, you lost so and so. They lost 3 major guys, and they won the same amount of games as the Yankees did, except the Yankees spent $1.25 million per win, and you spent $125,000. So, like, they did just as well with, like, a way the hell spending a lot. Now, what does he say? Oh, okay. Sorry. I recovered. Thank you. Sorry. Anyway, and it's not one of those, because there was a few movies that I eliminated from my list, like, for example, JFK or Steve Jobs, because I love them, but I'll watch sections. Like, I got to watch the courtroom scene. I got to watch the Donald Sutherland scene, or I got to watch the hallway scene with Steve Jobs and Jeff Daniels, but I won't watch it from beginning to end consistently.
JFK was my number 6. It just missed.
It was on my list almost every
the
single
whole thing.
time.
Yeah.
I love it. Anyway, Moneyball, very fascinating.
I have to watch it. It confuses me though, because every time I see the poster with Brad Pitt in that car, it reminds me of JFK. Like it looks like a Secret Service dude leaning on the back of the car.
It is kind of a period piece, right?
Yeah.
So I can kind of see where you'd get that vibe.
Alfonso's number 4 is The Matrix.
Not bad.
That is a fun one to watch.
I have not watched the original Matrix in a long time.
I love Matrix Reloaded the most out of those 3.
The second one?
Yeah, I saw that like 5 times in the theater.
Wow.
Matrix didn't make my list.
No.
But my number 4 is, I love this movie. Bruce Willis, Brad Pitt.
Hang on. Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt. What year?
95.
Oh, I have
Mhm.
not seen this in a long time.
12 Monkeys.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw
Okay.
that like twice in the theater.
I've loved this movie for a long time, and then I think it was about 8 years ago I found out this is actually
It's based on a slideshow.
a remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah.
And it's all pictures. It's
Yeah.
28 minutes long.
Yeah, my buddy Bevan, he saw it. He took film class at university, so he actually saw that.
It's interesting.
See 12 Monkeys. I know we've talked about it big time when the show came up and whatnot, and I revisited it then. Terry Gilliam is just a little too weird for me.
Brad Pitt is amazing in this movie.
Yes, I don't dispute that. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a little too weird. It doesn't hold me enough to go back to it.
Because I remember when that came out, and he won the Golden Globe as Best Supporting Actor, and it's like, well, he's the favorite. He's going to win that. And then all of a sudden, Usual Suspects comes out, and it's like, well, Kevin Spacey's going to win that, and he did. And I didn't realize that he was actually nominated alongside Brad Pitt for the Golden Globes. But
Mhm.
yeah, phenomenal performance by, well, everyone. But yeah, Brad Pitt in particular.
And everybody thought that 12 Monkeys was about to come real about a month ago. A bunch of monkeys escaped from like a lab in Florida
Yeah.
or something.
From what's it called? The Alpha Genesis?
Something,
It's
yeah.
like, oh my God, it's Raccoon City all over again.
Or 28 days later.
Right?
What are they infected with? Rage.
They're doing another one of those.
20 years
28
years later.
Yeah.
They're doing another trilogy.
Really?
Yeah, they're doing a
Okay,
trilogy.
that's a little much. Come on.
Yeah. Well,
Is there 3 in the first one? I thought there was just 2.
No, there's just
but
the 2.
but this is going to be a trilogy.
Oh, so they're making the okay.
Yeah. 28 years later, and then whatever and whatever.
That
Oh.
I was anxious for a sequel.
Granted,
I'm not anxious for a trilogy.
well, they always put the cart before the horse, and they're like this, and there's going to be video games, and there's
Oh.
going to be cross-platforming,
Okay.
and then the first one fails, and then it's like,
Maybe we'll make the second one. Roxy says the Grand Budapest Hotel is her number 4.
that one
that's
is-
Wes Anderson.
there's some Wes Anderson
Yeah.
movies that I get that feeling. That one, it's one of my favorite of his. I was just thinking about this the other day.
Is this
Royal Tenenbaums.
I've never actually watched that one.
It's really good.
That's
Gene Hackman's awesome.
That's
in it.
the number one that comes up for most people for Wes Anderson is usually Royal Tenenbaums or Grand Budapest. But I don't. There's not a lot of Wes Anderson movies that I really enjoyed enough to go back to.
Royal Tenenbaums, Grand Budapest, Rushmore. Oddly enough, I haven't seen since VHS, and I actually saw that one in the theater.
I don't know if I ever watched it.
Oh, Darjeeling Limited. That's right.
Oh, that one was awful. I hate
And
oh,
Wes Anderson did Life Aquatic, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Another one
that one was funny.
Another one I need to rewatch it because of Bill Murray.
And Asteroid City was kind of a letdown for me.
I haven't seen that one or Fantastic Mr. Fox or the French Dispatch.
I have to watch the Grand Budapest Hotel. I've not seen it.
It is very interesting.
All right, you've made me watch it, Roxy.
And the
Thanks.
set design. The set
Thanks.
design is excellent.
Wow. Jason, number 3.
This is my oldest film on the list from the year 2000. And you talk about you want a big difference from The Predator.
2000.
Best in Show.
Oh God.
Best in Show.
Yeah.
A, Peter, a Christopher Guest mockumentary
and I'm the one with the awful movie.
about Shut up. There's just like I like Best in Show, Spinal Tap, and A Mighty Wind. Like I do rewatch them all, but Best in Show is the one I go back to the most.
I like how we're pulling out the educational stuff now. Like, shut up. That's it.
Oh, it's just quirky enough, just outside of reality, but it's still almost believable that there could be weird people like this in the world. Especially in this one, Eugene Levy
I'm sure
is a man with two left feet.
Oh, literally?
Literally two left feet.
Interesting.
That's one of the many quirks of his character. Like all the characters that they follow in this mockumentary about these people going to the famous dog show, and like he has two left feet. His wife, played by Catherine O'Hara, was a slut back in the day. So everywhere they go, there's another dude that, hey, Cookie, remember me? It's just incredible how goofy and silly it is. Jane Lynch is in there. Jennifer Coolidge. Of course,
his usual cast.
Yes,
regulars.
the group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Parker Posey, Michael Higgins,
What's his name? Fred Willard.
Fred Willard. Fred Willard is one of the commentators for it, but he's like a former comedy radio guy or something.
Okay.
So he doesn't understand anything about the dog show. He's just constantly making bad jokes and weird sexual innuendo. And the prim and proper British dude commentator is trying to keep him in line.
Okay, I might watch this.
I do recommend it. It's so silly. Christopher Guest himself plays this like a rednecky dude coming, or a hillbilly type thing, coming up with a bloodhound, and his traveling on the road. He's like, he decides he wants to become a ventriloquist, so he's got a ventriloquist dummy that he's trying to teach himself ventriloquism while he's on the road to get to this dog show.
Okay. Maybe I'll check this one
Parker Posey, and I cannot remember the guy who plays her husband, but they are super anal retentive, wound super tight, but they're catalog people. They do all their shopping from catalogs, and like their meet cute. How they met was they were at a Starbucks, but not at the same Starbucks. He was at one Starbucks, she was at another Starbucks across the street, and they kept seeing each other. Like, that's such a yuppie thing. Like, what?
Okay, you've intrigued me.
I do highly recommend. You want a weird comedy. It's just that little off center. That A Mighty Wind is great too, because that's all about folk singers.
Yeah,
weird folk singers. But Best in Show, you get cute puppies in there. It delivers.
Okay, next view and review. That way you have to watch it with me.
I haven't seen it in more than 20 years, so why not?
What's your number 3?
My number 3, coincidentally, also from 2011, just like my last one. Larry Crown.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, Julia Roberts. It's one that I would. It kind of overtook You've Got Mail as like the sort of romantic comedy that's just so easy to watch. And I ended up watching this one more than that, more than You've Got Mail.
I remember it coming out, but I never did watch it. I thought like that would look like a good one that Crystal might enjoy, but
yeah.
This one just did a little hair better than Cuffs. It's a 6.1. I know we're not looking at the things, but
yeah,
leave the numbers out of it.
It kind of got overlooked. I think it's sort of like Tom Hanks's character. He gets divorced. He gets downsized from his superstore job, and Cedric the Entertainer's his next door neighbor who has a 300 like all year round yard sale going on, and he suggests recommends he go back to school. And he goes back to school. His professor is Julia Roberts, and he just turns his life around. And no, it's
so he hooks up with his teacher.
Well, not till the end of the movie.
Oh well, at least kept it to the end.
Well, all right.
He waits until he graduates. No, it's a feel good movie.
I know. I remember seeing this. I never watched it.
Does he ride a bicycle in that movie?
He downgrades to a motorcycle.
Okay.
Because he's sitting there filling up, and like it's going up to like $60-$70. He's standing there forever. What's his name from that 70s show?
Randall Park's
Smith,
in here too.
The Latin guy.
Oh, Fez.
Yeah.
Villamar.
Yeah,
Wilmer Valderrama.
Yeah, he shows up with a few of his other friends, and they get there. They open up the seat. They fill up in like 45 seconds, and they're gone. And it took them cost them like $10. So that kind of spurs the idea on.
I did. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I saw Randall Park, but I didn't see Villamar. But he's a little lower in the credits.
Randall Park.
Randall Park's in it.
Wow.
Yeah, he works with him at the store.
2011.
Yep.
Dr. Stevel said, I am the only one watching. So I informed him, no, you're not, birthday boy. Then he said, I'm using 2 accounts to double your viewership. And we appreciate that.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Okay. My number 3. This is one of the ones that I will just toss on for background noise because I got this thing memorized. But from 1992, we got Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon.
Oh,
A Few Good Men.
Can't Handle the Truth.
Exactly.
Yep. That's one of the ones. I didn't make this list. It used to years ago, but now if it's on, I'm watching it. Like if I flip through and I catch it, I'm watching it.
Yeah, this is a great one to listen to.
But it's a solid film too. Like there's no fluff.
No, it moves well. The pacing is really good.
Everything that happens for a reason.
Yep.
Which I love in film because it bugs me if there's just dangly bits.
And how frustratingly confident Jack Nicholson's character. Like he's just such a prick. And then when he finally gets his, and like, yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too. The story is so tightly woven. Like to come up with this story about, the lactic acid and the code reds and the whole bit. Like the writer, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I think it's Aaron Sorkin.
Yes, it is. Thank you. He had to have written that like over years, putting that all together.
Sorkin's really good at that kind of stuff, political drama and whatnot. So that I didn't realize it was written by him, but that doesn't surprise me that he wrote that. Well, one of my favorite lines in the movie though is is Noah Wyle when he's on the stand and they ask him about, you did this, and he goes, and there's code reds isn't in the manual and all that stuff, right? And so they finish their questioning. Cruise gets up there. So show me where a mess hall is in the manual. Oh, it's not in there, sir. You mean to tell me you never had a meal while you were there? Oh no, we just follow the crowd at chow time.
Yep.
Like that's great logic right there. Not everything's in the manual.
Dangling bits are usually great, but I guess these aren't the movies that you're talking about.
My favorite
Not quite.
My favorite exchange in that one is between, I think it's Harold. I'm trying to remember one of the accused and Tom Cruise, and he's just like still not giving him an inch. Like they don't trust Tom Cruise.
Yep.
And he just keeps saying stuff, and he's just like cutie pie bullshit isn't going to win you a place in my heart. I get paid whether or not you go to jail. He's like, I know you do, sir.
Yep.
Fuck you, Harold.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Harold did all the talking, right? Because the other one was a private. He didn't speak, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He only spoke when spoken to.
Exactly.
Or just like, Hal, don't look at him. Hal.
Yeah.
Answer the captain's questions.
And Kiefer Sutherland was wicked.
Oh,
in this
Kendrick.
film. Yes.
Well, he was just that hardline follower, right?
Can I call you Jonathan? No, you may
no,
not.
We love all you Navy boys. Every time we got to go to war, you guys always give us a ride.
Yeah, they show up in their whites and they hear you might want to put these on. Some of the Cubans might want to take a shot at you.
Good call, Sam.
Yep.
That should be a review.
And yeah, Kevin Pollak is the great kind of comedic foil in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when he gives him that monologue about, I saw your father and now I saw you in action and I would take you over your father. Like
twice on Sunday.
See, this is another one of those movies where the cast list is insane. Right? Christopher Guest is in this as well.
He's the doctor.
Yeah, he's
that was Christopher Guest?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't recognize him.
Yep. J.T. Walsh, James Marshall, Kevin Pollak, Kevin Bacon, Demi Moore, Jack Nicholson, Tom Cruise,
Cuba Gooding Jr. very briefly.
Yep.
Cuba Gooding Jr., Noah Wyle, Xander Berkeley. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. Damn. It's a great movie. It is a great movie.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. On to number 2, Jason.
My number 2, again, shifting back towards an action thing here, but 2010, The Losers.
Okay, that's
Oh,
a
no,
I
fun one.
just, I know it's like an A-Team knockoff, sure, but it's so much more playful, and it was based on a comic book.
Exactly.
But that was my first real introduction to Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Really?
Yeah.
That was my first introduction to Chris Evans.
Really?
Yep. Because
Not
after I
even
saw that,
Fantastic
I went
Four?
back to the Fantastic Four.
Okay. No, I see. I remembered him from that. But yeah, that movie's just so much fun. And of course, the favorite scene is when Chris Evans is in the sneaking into the building.
elevator. And
Yep. They did stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
They did butt stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But and Zoe
And the way-
Saldana.
the shot where it zooms out through his
Yep. The
Zoe
fight-
Saldana, yeah.
The fight between Morgan and Saldana in the hotel room when they first look like they're gonna hook up, but then they realize they're onto each other. Man, that's a brutal fight.
That movie is done really well. I love that Jason Patric's the bad guy too.
Yes, he was
Yeah.
such an arrogant jerk. He shoots the chick because she blew over in the wind on the beach.
Yep, he was the epitome of a bad guy.
Yeah. Over the top with that weapon, the snooks, when they show how it just inhales an entire island.
I love how he hires a whole team of guys and immediately tells them to kill them.
Yep.
And then wait a minute.
Did you give me the 13-man fire team? Yeah, kill him.
And we're back to killing them.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
it's-
Good pick.
I have
Again.
not watched that in a long time.
I do go back to A-Team once in a while, but I go back to the Losers way more. It's just more playful.
Exactly. It's fun A-Team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James, number 2,
My number 2 is from 2001.
A Space Odyssey.
No, it's the original Fast and the Furious. It's still I still have trouble deciding which one's my favorite, but I always go back to the original.
And see, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the last couple, and I actually saw clips of them in space, and it's like, wow.
A Fiero of all cars.
Has this really drifted that far? No pun intended. From
No, I know, but like I get it. But the original, and I know it's based on partly based on an article, but it's also partly heavily based on Point Break. Sure, the guy goes undercover. These are just like they're racers and they're thieves instead of they're surfers and they're thieves and stuff.
Yep.
I know it's a ripoff, but it's so fun to watch.
It's also a bit more dramatic too.
yeah,
Because they didn't start going over the top.
yeah.
They didn't start going over the top, I think, until 3.
I even 4 because 1, 2, and 3 sometimes I'll watch because to me that's a nice little thing. It's when you get into 4 and 5 they start becoming spies and
yeah,
it gets weird.
that's where they start ramping up the crazy car stunts.
People die and then they come back and then no, that was in the past. And now
Yeah,
let's
good
go to
guys
space.
turning into bad guys and bad guys turning
Yeah.
back into good guys. Yeah, no, I was thinking about that earlier today too. But the first one is, I find it pretty pure.
I actually remember watching the behind the scenes. I watched that first one, the DVD, a lot.
Oh yeah,
And the behind the scenes of just the stunt, that final stunt where the crash, he hits the truck and he spirals over top of him.
oh yeah, because you can see kind of the ramp. The
Yeah,
ramp
if you
bar,
look quick,
what
you can see it. Yep. They had a time,
That was
like a
good
single
editing.
ramp.
That was
Yeah.
good editing.
Yeah,
But that was such a cool stunt for that day. And that was completely practical, like no CGI in that one.
Yep.
That was a pretty good flick.
Alfonso said his number 2 is a toss-up between Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit,
which Hobbit?
but he's leaning more to the Lord of the Rings. Well, I'm going to
Is
say
he-
all
is he
3
gonna say the
because
trilogies too.
yeah, because if he said Lord of the Rings, that's a trilogy. So
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. I would
Yeah.
definitely pick Lord of the Rings over the Hobbit, but the extended versions of the Hobbits are pretty good.
I would have to say Lord of the Rings over the Hobbit just because I still haven't seen the third Hobbit movie.
Oh, the third Hobbit movie is the best of that trilogy.
I haven't seen any of the Hobbit movies. As soon as I found out there was 3, it's like, dude, the book's not that big.
I watched
No,
the
it's
first
not. No, it's not.
No, I watched the first one in the theater. The second one, I don't even know if I watched that whole thing. I
Wow.
know I watched a good chunk of it.
Smog is great in the second one, but he's not there till the end.
Dr. Stiefel said his ultimate comfort movie is Austin Powers.
No surprise.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Mm.
But that's like
Really?
research for him, right? That's
Well, yeah, but we can't pick on him too much because today is his birthday. So,
birthday schmirthday.
well, now he's officially a senior, I think.
Well, happy birthday.
Right. Love you, buddy. My number 2. This always pops up on my Christmas list and stuff like that, but I still love watching it. Doesn't matter what time of year. Love Actually.
I'm not surprised, honestly. I half expected that one to be on your list.
Hugh Grant just kills me in that movie. Like,
I can't remember the last time I watched it. It's not a go-to for us at all. And I know people want to say how romantic Andrew Lincoln with the signery, but that's actually a really shitty thing he's doing.
Kinda,
Yeah.
Doctor says show respect to your elders. Yeah, it kind of is a big shitty thing.
And there's downer moments in there with like Emma Thompson and Alan Rickman, and it is an overall feel good movie.
Yes. That much I can attest.
Which
but
I've not watched it. We have it, and I don't think we got it so that we could watch it every Christmas, but we don't really. But I almost put Last Christmas on this list.
See, this is another one too that has a huge cast list.
Yeah.
But it's only because there's so many individual stories.
Yeah.
Colin Firth and his story, Emma Thompson and Alan Rickman and their story,
Liam
Neeson and his story with oh my god, what was the kid's name?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
nope, I have no idea.
I'd know him to see him.
Yeah, and
that kid.
I only knew it because he's in the Queen's Gambit with
I haven't seen that.
Anya Taylor-Joy. But Chiwetel
Ejiofor.
There, thank you.
Andrew Lincoln
Martin
Walking
Freeman.
Dead.
Yep.
Yeah, Martin Freeman. What are they like? It's not porn, but it's like Skinamax body doubles or something.
Kinda.
I remember that scene. Yes,
they're the ones that set the lights up. So when people come in and film,
scenes, yeah,
right.
I do remember something about that. Yes,
and
I forgot that was Martin Freeman.
Alfonso said, "Happy birthday, Doctor. Much love, buddy." And then, honestly, A Fish Called Wanda Rocks.
Oh, Jesus. I don't think I've
I
seen
don't know
that
if I
in
ever watched it.
I don't think I've seen that in
Really?
30 plus years.
I haven't seen it in forever.
I remember all the hype when it came out. I think it was first choice. The Movie Network was still a thing, and they hyped it constantly when it hit them.
And then when they did the sequel, which I didn't see.
There was a sequel?
Yeah, Fierce Creatures or Fierce People or something. Yeah, I think it was a sequel with the same cast, but it wasn't really the same story. But
Really?
yeah, it was supposed to be like spiritual sequel or follow-up or something.
No idea. Had no idea that was a thing.
Neither did I.
I just know it's got Kevin Kline and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yep.
Yeah, and Faulty Towers.
John Cleese.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, Steve said it doesn't hold up.
Oh no.
Nope. Okay, now on to number 1.
Again, when I came up with this list, I instantly knew what my number 1 was going to be because I just rewatched it again just like 2 days ago.
Same here. My number 1 hasn't changed.
I want to get the year for you here. Come open. Open.
John Cleese promoted the movie as an equal, not a sequel, to Fish Called Wanda.
2015.
2015.
This movie, yes. I said leave the numbers out of it, but I looked at it recently. It's got like a 5.7 or 5.9 on IMDb.
Clerks didn't come out in 2015.
Nope. Magic Mike XXL.
What?
There's just something about that movie. It is just fun. It's goofy, silly, fun.
Can't argue.
You watch the first Magic Mike, and it's a dramatic piece, all right, with a little bit of silliness, but it's a pure drama. The drama is just in little bite-sized pieces through this movie.
The convenience store.
The convenience store is one of the best scenes. Joe Manganiello trying to prove that he's more than just the fireman character that he always had to do. And so all he has to do is make the girl behind the counter smile. And as he walks in the door, Backstreet Boys starts playing. That's his jam. He was all about the boy bands. And yeah, his dance in the variety store is fantastic. But it just makes me smile. And I even get past that fact that it's Amber Heard in there. I can kind of skip over her scenes a little bit. But yeah, it's It's so silly fun. I wish I could dance like them because their dancing is pretty awesome, except for Kevin Nash because he can barely walk.
And see, sadly, I haven't seen any but the first.
I have not seen the third one. It's apparently it goes a little bit more towards the drama again.
Yeah,
I'm not overly interested in that.
It's all right. The supporting cast makes a Zoom call cameo in the movie, but there's some really good dance sequences at the end. But yeah, I would put it at the bottom of the trilogy. It's pretty good.
It's just silly, goofy fun of a group of male entertainers on their last ride. And they're going down to a convention, but it's their road trip and the shenanigans they get into on the way. Gabriel Iglesias is in there. Matt Bomer, who's back from, he was in the original. Like it's fun.
All right, I'm gonna have to finish the trilogy. I'm gonna have to.
You know what? I'm gonna do it, Rob.
No,
I'm doing it. Rob, no, you can still hear me.
No, I can't.
You can still
No,
hear
we can't.
me. Rob, give Magic Mike XXL a good honest watch.
I gotta watch the second one first.
That is the second one.
Oh, is it?
XXL is the second one.
What's the third one? Oh, the
Last Dance.
You
That's
don't
right.
have to watch the third one.
No, I can't vouch for that one. I'm just saying
right.
XXL, give it a good honest watch.
I will do that.
I don't throw that card out very often.
No,
So
you don't.
Boom.
Number one for Alfonso is Train Spotting.
Great movie.
One I used to watch a lot.
And the sequel was surprisingly just as great.
T2.
Yes.
The sequel is great. Oh yeah.
Well, James, what's your number one comfort movie?
My number one from 2021. I was in love with this movie ever since I watched it. It would be when I finally narrow it down to my either top 10 or top 20 all-time favorite movies. It's in there. It's in the top 10. It's American Underdog. It's the story about Kurt Warner, the football player for the Rams, quarterback for the Rams.
Oh, yes.
Considered one of the greatest undrafted all-stars, where he gets cut and he's working at a grocery store and he gets asked to play in the Arena Football League, and then learns how to play really quick football there, and then gets picked up by the Rams. And just it's one of the few biopics that I've seen where the real people, like Kurt Warner and his wife, the real people in real life, are better looking than the actors that portray them. not that Zachary Levi and Anna Paquin aren't attractive people, but when you look at like Kurt Warner and his real life wife, it's like, damn, they're
They brought him down a notch.
I remember I did want to see this because Dennis Quaid's in it.
Yep, Dennis Quaid.
Have you seen
Adam
The Substance?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Quaid is in that, and he is so fantastic in it.
I've heard there's something about a shrimp eating scene. That's all I've been told.
It's
Yeah.
that's just
But
one little bit.
If this entices you at all, the Kurt Warner's his character in the movie, his college AA or AAA coach, Adam Baldwin.
Nice.
Yep. So I gotta watch it. Okay.
I vaguely remember that movie coming out, but it wasn't one that got my attention at all.
Yeah,
So.
and we didn't get it. It was came out around Christmas time, 2021. We didn't get it at the theater, and then
that was
grabbed
also
it.
coming the tail end of COVID.
Yeah, and I picked it up.
Chatham Theater sucks.
Yeah, I grabbed it off of Google Play when it came out, and it's just like, oh my god, this movie is so good.
There's a lot I got to watch off this list. And it's only a top 5. I'm glad it wasn't a top 10. Okay, well, my number one, and doing this list for the longest time, it was Star Wars, because I go back to that a lot.
Which one?
Episode 4.
Okay.
Yeah. If I say Star Wars, it's just
I nearly put Force Awakens on here because despite the ones that are my favorites and stuff like that, Force Awakens is just so watchable.
It's a generational thing. Star Wars is Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's Star Wars right there.
exactly.
That's what it was called back then. That's what it'll always be.
No, I know. And the original one was just called Star Wars.
Yes, it was.
Because when I used to have the DVDs that had the original non-special editions on them, they had both versions on there that you can almost never find anywhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
you saw the opening crawl and it just said Star Wars.
Yep.
No, the opening crawl always did say episode 4.
Only
No.
in the theater for the first year. It said Star Wars.
I always remember seeing episode 4 at the beginning of the crawl.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Only from 77 to 78 in the theaters did it have that Star Wars.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was after that he realized, I'm making a shit ton of cash. I'm going to keep this going.
Okay.
So they threw episode 4 on it, A New Hope, and that's when he started.
Okay. So is that your
Building.
number 1 then?
No.
Okay.
We,
The way you said it, I thought, okay, no,
Squirrel.
that's not actually his number 1.
Well, because then I got thinking, do I really watch that one a lot? And I kind of went back and thought about it. There's actually one I watch a little more than Star Wars.
Okay.
Fanboys.
Nice.
Really?
Yes.
I actually just watched that again like 2 weeks ago.
That is such a fun movie.
Yes,
I
it
haven't seen
is.
that in so long.
Based on a short film, and the company almost made them take out the whole cancer aspect.
Well, they did, and then they made it. Then they got to put it back in
Yeah, because
because I think it tested way below.
it doesn't make sense without it.
Yeah.
You know, like sure, maybe they'll go, but they'll really go.
Yes.
for
You
this.
give them a driving force to go.
And
Yeah.
why at the end would George say, "Okay, boy, here, go watch the film"?
I remember
Yeah.
how they modified the 40-year-old virgin poster. They put the Vader helmet on him for the poster for
Yeah.
this.
Yep. Shatner's cameo.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is so
there's
good.
so many cameos. Danny McBride,
Yep.
Ray Park.
Seth Rogen twice.
Yep. Except in IMDb, he's only listed as one.
Really?
Interesting.
That is goofy.
Danny Trejo,
Yes.
Ethan
The chief.
Ethan Suplee. Yep.
The chief talks references himself in the third person. It can be confusing.
That is such a fun movie.
Yeah. That was actually, I think, the first film for Hutch, the guy in the van.
Dan Fogler.
Yes. That was the first film I ever saw him in.
That was the first one I saw. Oh no, actually, I saw him. I was a year before with Balls of Fury.
See, I don't think I watched it. It just looked too stupid.
Well, it took so long for Fanboys to come out, so it definitely wasn't the first time I saw Fogler.
Balls of Fury is hilarious.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, it's worth watching.
Really?
Yes.
it's where. Oh man, especially when he has the glow in the dark teeth. He's just like hitting the ping pong off the guy's face. Oh,
Well, it's
say
just-
Christopher Walken in it.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. He played the Chinese emperor or something.
Oh,
Like,
he is a freaking
No, not even him. What's his name? Thomas Lennon as the German champion.
Tom Lennon from Reno 911.
Yeah,
and
he's the German ping pong champion in that one.
Never seen Reno 911. Let me go back in here and take a look. Oops. Not Good Luck Chuck. I forgot Dan Fogler was in Good Luck Chuck.
Oh yeah, he's awesome in that.
what Fanboys is.
Oh, yeah, I know who you mean now.
Yeah, Fanboys is such a, for Star Wars nerds in particular, it is so damn good.
Oh, big time.
And yeah, it has that heart because of the cancer storyline in there
Mhm.
and how the brother at the end joins them. It's like, it's the wars. Yeah.
Yep. And who is the dude? Christopher Rodriguez Marquette.
Chris Marquette. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in Girl Next Door.
Yes, he was. And that's
Yeah.
where I vividly remember him from.
Chris Marquette, who was he in?
He was the director.
He's the one with cancer in Fanboys, but he's
Oh.
Yeah.
That's his name? Okay.
yeah. He apparently in Girl Next Door he was supposed to be playing a version of Eli Roth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the rumor.
Well,
He didn't learn to love it. It puts his hand on the guy's leg.
Can you stop watching porn in front of me? Yes.
Jay Baruchel and Kristen Bell. Oh, and Jay Baruchel having his online girlfriend, and when he finally meets her, she's like 12.
Oh, yes. And Ethan Suplee's the big brother.
He's Harry Knowles from Ain't It Cool News or whatever.
Yeah.
One of the first pop culture blogs.
What was
Yeah.
his name was Eli in the movie, too.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
So were they taking shots?
Oh, I just for the Girl Next Door.
Yeah. Were they taking shots at Eli Roth?
Oh, no,
or was
no.
it a friendly thing?
It's just like
I think it was
everything.
supposed to be like an homage, but I don't think Eli enjoyed it.
Because to me, it was more like Jim Carrey doing Ron Howard in The Grinch.
Oh,
You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, Fanboys. I might have to watch that tonight.
I just rewatched it like 2 weeks ago.
I don't think I have that anymore.
Oh, it was great. Carrie Fisher's cameo is like gold,
Yes.
especially
Who
when
gets
as
it? The one who does sleep with George Lucas. Yes.
and she he kisses her. I love you. I know.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Then the line at the end, what if it sucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yes. I can't decide whether I prefer her cameo in that or in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh,
Right.
Jesus. With George
It's hard to pick which Carrie Fisher cameo I like more.
I like her cameo in Scream 3.
I blocked those movies out.
What?
After the first one, I block them out.
Oh, the original trilogy is the best.
I didn't care for the sequels. I liked the first one. I was good with the first one. And I have not seen any of the new ones. I have no interest.
Let me see here.
Did I hit a nerve?
No. I'm saying like they're not like 4 was Wes Craven. It was they brought back the original filmmaking team. It wasn't great. And then Scream, the one part 5, which was just called Scream again, was fun. And then Scream 6, which was in 3D for some unknown reason. I dragged my wife to that one, and it's just like it was really kind of, it wasn't great. And Dermot Mulroney, who's usually great, was going over the top for no reason, and they're doing another one.
Yeah, I heard that there's
Bringing
another one
back
coming.
Nev Campbell and stuff. But the original trilogy, I like to isolate that
Well,
because there's only so many reasons to kill Sidney Prescott.
apparently not. Just to end this episode, how about we do the top 8 cameos for Carrie Fisher? I just pulled it up.
Okay.
Really?
What do they have listed?
They list number 8 as Scream 3.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's her back in the vault area there. Number 7, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Should be higher, but okay.
Number 6, Blues Brothers.
That's not a
in
cameo.
the
That's more than a cameo.
In the sewer?
Not just a sewer.
Oh,
she
no,
blows
she
them
keeps-
up. And
Yeah.
she's in there multiple scenes. Like
You're right. I imagine, though, if the screen time, you mashed them all together, it's probably the
It's not a lot of screen time, no, but I wouldn't call it a cameo because she's a key character for his backstory, like for his story there. So.
Okay, fair enough. Well, number 5, Austin Powers.
I haven't seen that in so long. I don't remember where
She
is.
played a group counselor with
Yes.
him and his son.
Yes.
Number 4, Sex in the City.
Never watched it.
Neither did I, so I can't
The
comment on
first
that.
movie. All I remember is like somebody hands her an iPhone. She's like, I don't know how to use this.
Fix it. Number 3, Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle.
I only saw the first one, and that was awful.
I don't remember Full Throttle at all.
Once
so.
again, playing a nun, but this time playing a mother superior. Carrie welcomes Lucy Liu, Drew Barrymore, and Cameron Diaz to the convent in California.
I'm sure she's not having the same experience as a nun in that one as she did in Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, Jesus.
Number 2, and I agree with this one 100%. Big Bang Theory.
Yes. It's not funny anymore, James.
And number 1 is Fanboys.
Great. Great. Okay, I can agree with that. I would put Jay and Silent Bob a little higher personally, but I can't. There are half those references I don't know.
And
so.
you're right, Blues Brothers, that's more of a role than it is a cameo.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty good.
Nice.
But logically, Fanboys is her best cameo just because of what Fanboys is. Fanboys is the ultimate fan film for Star Wars. Like
Fanboy experience.
Yep.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but they have posted up the one joke that Disney asked Ryan Reynolds to remove.
I did hear
From
that
Deadpool
one.
and
Wolverine.
Yes, I did hear about it.
Yes. That's a damn good joke.
It is. It is. Can't imagine why they asked him to pull it,
Right?
even though it's true.
All right. Well, that's our top
such
5.
a good list. Such a fun one.
Yes.
And again, there's like I could have added a few more in there because like Bull Durham, I go back to regularly.
Yes.
With
That's
Kevin
a fun
Costner.
one. Yeah.
I
I think baseballs, I always go back to Major League. Always.
see. I loved that one back in the day, but I haven't gone back to it.
Once you do, it'll jump up
Probably.
again.
And for some reason, I always like the second one as well.
Which
Like Major League.
one? Oh, okay.
I enjoyed the second one a lot too.
I haven't seen the second or third.
I never watched the third one.
Yeah,
David Keith is good in that one.
I gotta watch it. Okay, you convinced me. God damn it.
You got to watch Magic Mike XXL first.
That's right. Sorry, tonight is Fanboys. Tomorrow's XXL.
Okay. All right.
Yes. All right. Well, in that case, for another week at the Movie Madhouse, I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
I said shut up! It's a man!